Hello everyone, I'm Sasniwala Hakon, software engineer at WSO2. In this video, we are going to look at tuple type in Ballerina. The tuple type is another structured type which creates a list of values like arrays. The main difference between the arrays and the tuples is that an array has only one type applicable to every member of list. In contrast, in a tuple type, you can individually specify the types for each member. Let's use the Ballerina tuple type to define a variable with details of a person. I'm going to include his name, house, and age, which are types of string type, and int type respectively. The syntax to define a tuple type is simple. First, open a square bracket and type the data types that will contain in the tuple separated by commas. In this case, it is string, and int. The first string type represents the name, next string type will represent the name of the town, and third int type represent the age. Then type the variable name. I will name the variable as James. Now type equal sign and open a square bracket. So inside the bracket, we can type the values of the tuple. Name is James, town is New York, and the age is 21. So that's it. We successfully created a simple tuple in Ballerina. Tuple type is more useful when we want to return multiple values from a function. As an example, I will define a general function named getPersonDetails, and I want to return multiple values from the function. I can use a tuple type for this. In this case, I will use int and boolean type tuple. I will return 21 and true as the return values. Tuples also supports index-based member access similar to Ballerina arrays. Tuples contain zero-based indexes in Ballerina similar to arrays. That means the index of the first element in the tuple is 0 and the index of the second member is 1. The index of the nth element in the tuple is n-1. So let's try to access the age of James, which is the third member in the tuple. Type James, which is the name of the tuple, then type square brackets, and inside the square brackets type the index of the member that we want to access. In this case, it is 2. Then we assign this into a int type variable. Then I will print this using IOPrintln. Next, I will access the first element in the tuple. It is a type of string. So type string name equal sign, then type the tuple followed by the square brackets. Inside the square brackets, type 0, which is the index of the first member. After that, I will print this using IOPrintln. So next, in the same way, I will print the second member of the tuple as well. Let's run our Ballerina program and see the result. So you can see that it prints the age, name, and town respectively. Now we know how to access members in a tuple using indexes. Next, I am going to discuss another important concept called rest types in tuples. Before that, I will write a tuple that contains the name, town, and age of James, which is used by previous example. I want to add James' friends into this tuple variable. Assume I want to add 3 friends, John, Anna, and Ginny. One way to do this is adding 3 more string types to tuple separated by commas, and then add the 3 names to a tuple like this. But this is static. If we want to add few more friends, then we have to update the tuple descriptor again and again. So we need a dynamic way to add more and more friends without updating the tuple descriptor. So that's where the rest types in tuples come into the action. This is how to add a rest type to the tuple. Type the data type of the rest variable. In this case, it is the name of friends, which is a string. Then add 3 dots. This means this tuple can contain 0 or more string values after the first 3 members. Now we can add any number of friends to the tuple without updating the tuple descriptor. I will add John, Anna and Ginny. Now let's write a small program to add friends to this tuple dynamically. First, we define a string array that contains names of friends of James, Neville and Ginny. Now we are going to iterate the friends array and add each friend into the tuple. So let's use a for each statement to do that. So I will type for each string, then the variable name as friend, then the array name friends. Now we want to add this variable called friend into the tuple. For that, we can simply use the push method, which is same as we discussed in the array type. So type name of the tuple, James, and then followed by dot, and then type push. So inside that, I will add the variable name friend. So this will add the friend variable into the James tuple. Finally, we can print the tuple and see. So you can see that the program outputs the tuple which contains Neville and Ginny at the end. And also important to remember that there can be only one rest type for tuple and it should be the last member. So let's check few more examples like this. In these tuples, first 2 tuples are allowed because the rest type is located at the last member of the tuple. But in the third example, the rest type is not the last member of the tuple. It will lead to a compilation error. So that's it. We discussed some important concepts about tuples in this video. Thanks for watching this video.